So this is something that's on all of our minds, especially around Christmas time. But what specifically inspired you to start Christmas Future?
I think a few things. I come from a corporate IT background, so I spent about 13 years building big web systems and internet systems and software applications for large organizations. And I made a lot of money doing that. So I had a fairly comfortable lifestyle, and it was coming from a perspective of very much, I make my own decisions, and my decisions only impact me. If I want to buy a fancy sport utility vehicle that burns a lot of gas, I can do that because I can afford it. If I want to buy a 5,000 square foot home, I can do that because I can afford to heat it. So I was coming very much from that perspective, not a hurtful or uncommon or destructive perspective, but a very self-centered perspective. As I made more money in IT, I traveled a lot more and found myself really drawn to the developing world and what was going on there and the sense of community and connection that I experienced there. And then I came back to my world, to my downtown condominium, where I basically had everything I needed, more than I needed, everything I wanted. And I started to recognize the I guess, inconsistency of how I was living and how I was feeling. I felt that I had too much. I don't think that everyone has too much, but I felt that I had too much. So I decided to simplify my life. I decided to de-stuffify my life, and I sold my condominiums, a few different properties and vehicles, and then decided to invest that in changing the world in this way, in Christmas Future.
Fantastic. Well, it's already time for a break, Jay, so I'm just going to put you on hold here. We're talking with Jay Baydala, who is the founder of Christmas Future. That's ChristmasFuture.org, and it's an organization where you can make donations on behalf of others and gift those instead of buying, let's face it, junk that people have everything already, most of us. So you can donate to worthy causes in impoverished nations, and we're going to talk more about that in just a minute. So if you want to get on the air and ask Jay a question, the number to call is 604-822-2487. That's 604-UBC-CITR. And you're listening to Synchronicity, talk radio for your mind, body, and soul. CITR 101.9 FM in Vancouver. This is Synchronicity, talk radio for your mind, body, and soul. And that was a PSA for the Friends of CITR card. And I just want to remind you about the Sage signed up, Sage Natural Wellness signed up as a Friend of CITR card. And one of their programs is they purchase their shea butter from the Lulu Works program down in the South Sudan. So that's another way that you can give back this year. Right now we're talking with Jay Baydala, who is founder of ChristmasFuture.org, and we're going to talk more about what that is. So, Jay, we're talking about donating money on behalf of other people, like a gift.
Exactly. So the basic idea is go on the website, and instead of giving me a sweater or something that I don't really need or want, you can give me $50 or $100 on the Christmas Future website, like a gift card, and then I receive that in the email or on a printed card, and then I choose a project on the Christmas Future site to put it towards. And all those projects are focused on ending extreme poverty.
Fabulous. Now, what about the experience that someone gets when they go on the site? Instead of getting a sweater, they're actually they're literally giving away their Christmas gift.
Yeah, in one sense, they're giving away a Christmas gift. In another sense, they're getting a totally different kind of gift. The experience of actually giving to someone that can't pay you back, that can't give it back to you, that experience cannot be fabricated or replaced or conjured. That actual experience of giving to someone that has no way to pay you back is actually so elevating.
So let's talk about that, because it's really unconditional giving. Sometimes people, we exchange gifts because we're obligated to. Like, someone shows up at your door and they've got a gift, and you better have, a few extra wrapped gifts handy because you're obligated to give them one back. So let's talk about this unconditional giving with no expectation for something in return. What kind of feelings are people reporting back to you?
Well, I think what happens is there's a few things at play here. One that you mentioned there was the cultural norm or the cultural conditioning of giving a gift during the holiday season or at different times of the year. So we're expected to give a gift. So that's okay. That's not a horrible thing. It's a cultural norm. The other part of the gift itself is gifts, I think, are rooted in the desire of human connection, the desire to connect with someone. And I think that those desires are rooted in providing for a need or a want for someone. So if I can actually provide something that you really need or you really want, there's some sort of magical human connection taking place. Where it breaks down now is that, generally speaking, we have no more needs, and most of our wants we can take care of by ourselves or have already taken care of. So when we're giving these gifts that are culturally expected, we're not getting that desired emotional connection and human connection. But this other way of giving actually gives it all. So you meet your cultural obligation or fit into the norm so you don't feel ostracized by not giving a gift. But then that gift goes to someone that totally needs it, and it's actually a need. It's no longer just a want. It's actually a fundamental need of a human being. So you're creating more human connection.
So there was a story that the guy from Seed Productions read about someone who had been given a gift from Christmas Future and cashed it in on your site.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how wonderful the experience was. Do you recall that story? Can you tell us more about that one?
Yeah, Greg Mather of Seed Productions was actually talking about a gift that he gave to his daughter. So actually providing the choice to a young person to give a gift in this way, to learn about the world in this way. And yeah, it's fantastic. He said that her experience was so elevating for her, the ability to give away to someone that really needed it, to actually give up something of hers, a Christmas gift of hers, actually made her so happy and excited, because there's more people in the world that need stuff than her, that need way more than her, because she already has enough.
So I think that's a really important lesson for kids, especially because at Christmas time, the kids are just getting so much stuff right now, and they see it on TV and they want it and they have to have it, and the latest toy, people are beating each other up in the toy stores to get. And instead, you can really be teaching your kids a valuable lesson at the same time as actually helping people and making a difference in the world.
Exactly, and that's one of the major goals of Christmas Future as well, is not only to get funds and projects happening in the poorest countries in the world, but also to shape and change our North American culture, to give us a way out of the consumerism that we're trapped in, and learn more about what's going on in the rest of our world and foster more human connection and awareness.